Hi, welcome back to another tutorial. This time I'm going to show you how to do research for your semester project. One of my favorite sources is Ancestry.com. Also, FamilySearch.org. Both are great. FamilySearch.org is free. Ancestry.com can become very expensive. So do not pay anything, any website, anywhere to do this project. I can't say that enough. Do not pay anything, anywhere to do this project. There is a free way to do it. I'm about to show you that. So there's this kind of backdoor way that we can enter Ancestry.com. Sorry about that. Turn this phone off. There's a way that I can show you how to do that research, and that's what I'm about to do. So I'm going to switch over to share my screen and show you how to do that. Okay, so here we are. To begin your family research, if you want to use Ancestry.com, go to hsclibrary.arkansas.gov. That is the Malvern Hot Spring County Library. And lucky for us, they have access to Ancestry.com, and you don't have to be at the library to use it. So in order to do that, come to Information, and then down to Research Databases, and click it. And so while you're there, you'll see all of the other databases that you can look into. But what we want is genealogy. And here we go. We see Heritage Quest. Now, the ASUTR library offers Heritage Quest, so you can use that. Ancestry option 2 access is what we're looking at. Ancestry library use only is for use if you are in the library. Now, if you do decide to go to the library, of course they have computers that you can use. If you take a laptop and you go to the county library, you would choose this one because you're in the library, even if you're not on a library computer. But given COVID and the fact that everyone has busy schedules and it's really tough to get to a library during their opening hours, I'm betting that most people will use Ancestry option 2 because you'll be doing some of this work from home. So let's click that. Okay, you'll notice up in the corner that it says Malvern Hot Spring County. So that shows you that you are logged into the library's version of Ancestry.com, which is exactly where you want to be. This is a free version. Now, if you've ever seen a TV commercial for Ancestry.com, you may see that they send you a little leaf if they make a connection for your family tree. That is not going to happen for you in this free version. So you'll need to be prepared to take screenshots of information or download information. I have even been known to grab my phone and just take a picture of my computer screen, whatever works best for you. Anyway, the most helpful tool that I can show you here, I mean, there are all sorts of census records, and you'll probably need to use some of those. I'll show you one in just a minute, but the best place I found to start are public member trees down here at the bottom in quick links. And that's because that means somebody has already done this work for you and it's there just waiting for you to search. So I'm going to click there. Okay, so I'm going to type in a name, type in my grandmother's name. I'm going to type in Vanjie Buck. I don't know the birth year or any of that information. I could type in Arkansas here. As a matter of fact, I'll do that just to kind of narrow it down a little bit. Oops. Arkansas, USA. We'll just see what that shows up. Notice I haven't filled in any of this other information. I'm just typing one name. Now, Vanjie is a little unique, so I'm kind of counting on that. We'll see what kind of information I can pull up. So you can see here that lots of different things pop up. Now, none of these are direct matches. I mean, here's someone else, Vanny instead of Angie. Let's see. With Vanjie Buck, I am not seeing any direct contacts. Now, I am seeing some family names that I recognize. So I know I'm kind of in the right place. So in order to find something a little more specific, I want to go back to edit my search. I've typed in Vangie Buck. I've typed in Arkadelphia. I'm going to type in, because I know my grandfather's name, I type that in too, Homer Buck, and see what happens now. Okay. You see, I'm still not getting any specific names. Not seeing a Homer, not seeing a Vangie. So now I'm going to go back and edit my search yet again. I'm going to type in her last name as a maiden name and see what happens. Okay, so now I've got some things showing up. And this shows the family tree that her name appears in. So this isn't the Shoemaker family tree. I have no idea who these people are, but I can look at it and I can see that, yeah, that was her birth date, and I definitely know that was her date of death. So, and there's her husband's name. So I can click this family tree to learn a little more about the information that they've got. And I can see here, yes, I know this was one of her brothers. This was a brother. So all of these names are looking familiar to me. I know I found the right people. And here are sources that prove where she was at whatever time she was there. So when I say you need one source of proof, one document of proof, here they are. Yeah, I can click this 1920 census, and it's going to show me that she's listed there. Vangie, daughter, 5 years old. And you can blow this stuff up if you need to in order to see it. So if you want to copy this as a document of proof, you could do a screen snip of it, or you could do a screenshot of it, or take a picture of it. You may also be able to save a link depending on the sites you're on. One of the handiest things about this is that now that I've found her, I've got her parents listed here, and because they have links with them, all I really have to do is start clicking back. So because I was checking her mother's side of the family, I can click on my grandmother's mother here. And then it takes me to see who her family was. And I can say, okay, here's the Martha Finley that my story ended with before. So I'm going to click it, see if I can find anything. And well, yes, there is something there. There's Mary Frances Nelson, who married Thomas Finley, and they were the early settlers of the community. So I can click that. So now I'm with unknowns. So I still have information about Mary Frances Nelson, and I can use any of these as a document of proof. So in order to find more about Mary Frances Nelson, I know where she was born because I have that information here. So what I could do is go back to my search and type in information about her. So I'll try that just to see what I can find. Or actually, let's say Mary Frances Nelson, Georgia, 1857. Let's do tree search. Nope. We'll go back home. Go back to the trees. And here we go. Mary Frances Nelson, 1857, and it was Georgia. I don't know much more, so I'm just going to have to click there and see what comes up. Okay. So I don't see Georgia references in here. I do see one here. And I do see that she actually died in Clark County. But I also don't see another family name that sounds familiar there. So I would have to go back to the drawing board here. Now at this point, that's where I would start looking into other family information that I might be able to find. Let me see if I can go back to where we were before. All right, Mary Frances Nelson, and we know she died in 1930. So actually, let me go to another website, familysearch.org. Okay, I have an account here. The accounts here are free, so you can sign up and know that it's going to be free for you. I always have trouble remembering my password though. All right, that got me in. Okay, so I'm going to do a search here. I could search family tree. And I'm going to type in Mary Frances Nelson and Findley, because I know that was her married last name. I know she was born in Georgia around 1857. And let's just see what we find. Okay, nothing's showing up here either. So now I have to do a different kind of search. I'm going to go back here. I know her death was in Clark County, Arkansas, United States. And let's see, what year was her death? 1930. So let's see what I can find now. Okay, still nothing. So now I need to go back to Ancestry.com and look a little more. There we go. She married Thomas Tribble Findley. Let me see who his parents were. Now at this point, I could stop there and just start researching his side for this project. That would be fine. But that's not what I want to do in this case. So I know that he was born in Georgia, and his wife was also born in Georgia, I believe. Let's see. It's taking a minute for it to scroll through. All right. So what I want to do then, I want to go back to the people I'm having trouble finding. There we go. Mary Frances Nelson. I want to find her. So let's click back here. And I'm going to go back to familysearch.org and try again. This time, I'm going to go to search and try doing a search from there. This time I'm going to search records. So I'm going to put the names here, Mary Frances, and then Nelson and Findley. I know she was born in Georgia, and I know that was like 1857. Oops, 1857. And then also, I'm going to add her death, which I know is Clark County, Arkansas, and 1930. I know her spouse's name. What was it? Thomas Tribble Findley. So let's add that in here. Thomas T. Findley. And let's just see what happens now. Hopefully I can find something. No results. Let's look for Thomas T. Findley. Let's go back here. Let's go back to Ancestry.com. You can see there's a lot of back and forth here. I'm going back to the home, going back to public member trees to kind of start fresh. So I'm going to type in Thomas Tribble, and last name Findley. I'm going to type in Arkansas. Oh, he was born in Georgia. And then death was in Arkansas. So now, let's see if we can find more about the husband so that we can backtrack to find the wife. Obviously, if you want to take the easy way, research the men in the family. Okay. So here we have his information. Here we go. Here's something different. We have his spouse is Mary Fanny Nelson, which might be why I couldn't have found anything before. See what we can find from here. Okay, so here is Thomas, and here is his wife. Instead of Mary Frances, we have her listed as Mary Fanny. So let's just click there and see if she shows up with parents. And there they are. We have her parents now. We have Green Nelson and Mary Jane Metters. So in keeping with the fact that I'm tracing my mothers, all the women in the family, I'm going to click here. And of course, naturally, I'm at another dead end. So you can see how this can get a little bit frustrating, but you can still research and find more. Like now I have her name. So I'll go back and see what I can find about her. So you can see you just go back and forth until you find some. Sometimes you have to trust your gut instinct. I mean, sometimes it's not a super obvious thing. Hopefully you recognize some family names and some family dates and that sort of thing, some locations of the family. Let's try Green S. Nelson again. And let's type in Georgia because that's where the others were born. Let's just see. We have a Green Nelson in the Creekmore family tree, the Swafford family tree, the Nelson family tree, which is really helpful. So, and we have a Mary Julia here with the Mary Jane Metters, which is what we were looking for. So let's go here. The Nelson family tree. We have Green Nelson married to Mary Jane Metters. Now hopefully we can click on her name and see her family. Fingers crossed. No. Okay, so we'll have to keep looking. Anyway, it's a search project, you know. It's one of those things where if you like mysteries, this is the thing for you. So you can use Ancestry.com. Like I said, this library edition works great. If you are asked to purchase anything, you are definitely in the wrong site because this version will always, always, always be free. Do not, I can't stress it enough, do not pay for anything for this project. You do not need to pay for anything. You should be able to do it all for free. Now here, I want to point out to you, we have Green Simon Nelson. So he would have been the child of Green Nelson and Mary Jane Metters. So that's kind of interesting. If we want to see where they lived in 1880, where Green lived in 1880, let's see if he was born in 62. So he would have been 20 and 82. So he would have been 18. Let's see if he lived with his family at this time. We can click here and see. Okay, well, this shows it too. He lived in Georgia. So that's where I needed to have him. Let's click on Green Nelson and see if he's got parents. We do have his parents. Awesome. So let's see if we can find out where he lived, and then maybe we can find out where Mary Jane Metters lived. Also Georgia. Okay, so going back to the family tree. Mary Jane Metters in Georgia. We could also go back to the family trees. Ooh, that shows the family tree. So we can go back to the home page, search again, search the public member trees, and do Mary J, just in case the J stands for something other than Jane, Metters, and I'm going to put Georgia, USA. And we know her spouse's last name was Green. Nope, Nelson. Okay, we have one showing up here, Mary Jane Metters, looks like the right person. We have here Maddie with the last name. Here's one too, but in Tennessee. So it looks like we're going to have a hard time finding her family, but I'm not going to give up on it. I will find them. We'll find them. Anyway, and I'll keep you posted on my search for them. So that shows you how to begin your research. Remember, your two key sites are the Malvern Hot Spring County version of Ancestry.com. Do not start at Ancestry.com. They're going to ask you to pay. And the length of the free subscription that they give you, you cannot get this project done in that amount of time. You're going to need to not be under time constraints. So go to Ancestry.com's version at the Malvern Hot Spring County Library. Choose Access to option. You can also use FamilySearch.org, which is usually way more helpful than it was today in this example. So I'll continue to post some samples and continue to update you throughout the semester on my family research as well, because I'm really going to find that Mary Jane Metters now. Anyway, hope this helps. Again, do not pay for Ancestry.com or any of these services. They're all free. This is all information that's public information, and you should not have to pay for it at all. If you run into situations where they're asking you to pay for it, you let me know, and we will take care of it together.